everyone. I came across something on Trump's Twitter. I'm not currently on Twitter because my phone got stolen, um, so I can't log into my account. But I noticed that on November 19th, 2020, from wdwaynedupree.com, Dershowitz reveals Trump's clever SCOTUS strategy, and he thinks it'll work and Trump will win. So for those of you that don't think Trump has a strategy, or that he's just flinging stuff at the wall in hopes that it'll stick, you're in for a big surprise. And I kind of want to give that a shout out to some of the broadcasters out there, one on Fox, one that I've praised in the past, who said that she doesn't believe, or she didn't even say that, she said Trump's not going to win this and that's just the way it's going to be. And after she said that, she said, it doesn't mean that I'm selling out. You can't sit on the fence. If somebody, let me give you an example. Why, for me, I'm so strict on that. Let's just say someone killed your mom. You know who did it. And these people are very famous, or maybe infamous, or whatever the case may be. And some people hate them and some people like them, and there's other people who don't know of them. And you have someone that you look up to, or maybe somebody that you are friends with, someone who hasn't, whatever the case may be, they start saying that they're completely against these people who do these type of crimes to others. And the next thing you know, they're on TV saying, well, you know, I know they killed a few people, but you can't prove it. By the way, doesn't mean I'm selling out and doesn't mean I'm siding with them. You can't have it both ways. And this leads me to talk about Harvard law professor Alan Dershowitz joined an award-winning investigative journalist, John Solomon, to discuss President Trump's strategy as we head closer and closer to SCOTUS, to the Supreme Court of the United States. So, the clock is a double-edged sword in this election. If they don't think they have enough time, but if they can put forward sufficiently a strong case, then they may be able to get some Republican secretaries or states of legislators to say, look, we don't just have enough time to certify these electors. And if they think they can bring down the number of electors 35 to 37 from the 305 and bring it down to 267 or 268, then the election goes to the House where the Republicans win. Now, Dershowitz explained that the Trump's team legal strategy is to pull enough electors away from Joe Biden that he doesn't meet the 270 threshold by the time the election needs to be certified. He also said there's no possible way for President Trump to get to the 270 electoral votes in time. So the goal is to prevent Biden from getting 270. That's why the clock is a double-edged sword, he said. So according to the Harvard professor, Bush versus Gore will be referenced if and when the Trump's campaign case makes its way to the Supreme Court. The reason? Trump's team is focusing on the Equal Protection Clause. Their argument is that not all voters were treated equally because some had their ballots counted with an observer, while others did not. Some had rules set by other government officials and not the state legislatures, which the Supreme Court ruled against. In order for these cases to make their way to the Supreme Court, Dershowitz said the numbers have to be there, meaning the Trump team successfully pulls electors away from Biden. So the former vice president no longer at the 2-7 threshold. The other option is for Trump's lawyers to provide hard evidence of irregularities occurring with voting machines, which could call into question hundreds of thousands of votes in various states. If that happens, then yes, it will go to the Supreme Court, Dershowitz said. I think at least under the constitutional challenge, the Article 2 challenge in Pennsylvania, they have a pretty good chance of winning. So for those who don't have any judicial legal experience or any experience with voting fraud, and also the evidence in this case of irregularities and gross fraud, widespread fraud, and you're going to say Trump lost, he doesn't have a chance at winning, he needs to give up. That's laughable. I'm 100% behind our president. I know he got frauded, and you couldn't convince me otherwise. He won by a landslide. All right, guys, let's stand behind our president, and I hope you guys all have a good Thanksgiving with your families, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, everyone. Trump 2020.